December 18th, 2025. Yesterday on the 17th, like I said in that other video, I had went over into Perry Township right outside Maslin, used the McDonald's bathroom. As I go to walk in, some lady's outside. Okay, she's in her car. She's like, I looked it up. They did document it. It was fraud. Those doctors as fraud. I know they did. And I told that lady having people say stuff to her to stop it. Knock it off. It is documented fraud. Oh, I know it is. 2002 to 2004, or even 2005, they encouraged Dave and I to sue them. Those doctors that made me sick, I told you, in 2002, they told me those doctors were known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, using their insurance as a checking account they could drain. Okay? Getting kickbacks from drug companies, sharing them with their associates and friends that were known for doing the same thing. Okay? That to get an attorney and sue them and turn them over to the state for pull their license. Okay? It's documented fraud. Medical malpractice, medication errors. Okay? Encouraged us to sue them for 2 years. Okay? And then once a year they would revisit it. You do realize there was nothing wrong with you before, but your muscles locked up and all those doctors were lying. Okay? They were even saying it in front of the cops in 18. Okay? It is documented fraud. Okay? Okay. It gets old. It's like a hurricane of chaos. It's either drugs and told to say it before, Melissa's lies and documented lies, or medical malpractice, fraud, paying off dirty doctors. My God. I got CNN down here, Channel 8, Channel 5 News. Could you imagine what they do to Altman Hospital? What is this that your doctors are breaking HIPAA violations and taking payoffs from an occult? And disclosing information to people. Oh, the state would go hairy-carry on them. They'd be lucky not to get shut down. Your doctor cannot testify against you in court. They can't even talk about you till you die. It's HIPAA. Right to privacy. So, and where these people, it's like a lady investigator said, it's not even funny. These people saying they paid off a dirty doctor to write up she was found insane. They'd all go to jail for that. Yeah. 1 to 5 years, $250,000 fine. You can sue them for $1.5 million. Yeah. You make me a rich woman. Give me a name. And it's not a dirty doctor you can pay off. It takes a competency hearing. A judge has to hear out the doctors, yours. You have a right to an attorney, a right to your own doctors to dispute it. We live in the United States of America. You could just, in their psychotic minds, if you could actually do that, you could take and slip a dirty doctor $5,000, $10,000. Here, write up something that's not true. She won't know. Think about that. It's called fraud. See, mental illness and mental insanity is not curable. Your brain's damaged. You either are or you're not. It's one or the other. If there's no halfway. You either are or you're not. Your brain's damaged. That's why you have to have a competency hearing. I take care of, I work with the Department of Disability clients. You have to have a competency hearing. The judge has to find you insane or mentally incompetent. Okay. You get a social worker guardian. You get put on disability, and they guarantee and pay you to make sure all your money is spent on you. Okay. Now, do they want to say the Department of Disability owes me about 25, 30 years back pay? I'll take it. That's about $500,000. Take it big time. See, they're not even there is no rational thinking in these people. They think if they just say it enough, they can make it come true. You can't pay off a dirty doctor. There's no competency hearing. A doctor can't find you insane. It takes a judge. You just can't pay off somebody dirty. Think about that. Then half my medical bills are some ladies with 2 little girls. And the cops already know about her. And they know about the medical malpractice and the fraud. They already documented it. Because those doctors were so crazy. They told me I had epilepsy, I had MS, I had lupus, level 2 pituitary tumors. They were making me have seizures and heart attacks. Now, if that called saying they paid them to do that to me, that's attempted murder. And see, that's where the investigators have wondered if the cult didn't pay him off before. Because like they said, there's no way they didn't know they weren't killing her. With her whole body swelling up, with the seizures and the heart attacks and everything shutting down. And it took another doctor to tell them it was the meds doing it, and they were known for doing this to people and wanting to do unnecessary procedures. Yeah. So where they're saying they were that dirty, before, that they were actually doing it for the cult and were in the cult's pocket. My doctors could never talk to the cult. They could never disclose my information. They couldn't even say I was ever seen there. It's illegal. That's why you have to sign a release to go to a specialist. Because they can't even look you up without your consent. Your medical records are your private information. See, people, where I told my ex-husband we don't live in a communist country, we don't. That's where the way these people are acting, they're just using their stupidity. They are like, oh, they stole their money. You can't steal somebody's money. See, that's where the whole thing of it is. 14th Amendment, you cannot withhold protection from any U.S. citizen. It's illegal. You cannot take somebody's money or assets, but due process of the law, and that means you have to be found guilty and sued for it. Until that's happens, you can never take anything from anybody. You can't just steal. It's theft. See, they thought in their psychotic minds that they could break in, set up button cameras, stalk me. Cyber stalking is a federal crime. It's a felony invasion of privacy. Okay? And then break in and roofie drinks. And then they're so psychotic. Well, it was just Valium mixed with a couple other drugs so she would relax while they beat and rape me. That's what rapists tell you that when they roofie somebody. Are you fucking kidding me? It's never, ever, ever okay to do any of that. Drug me up and tell me to say something stupid. Photoshop washing. I've heard in their stalking tapes. Oh, I heard that they sold me on porn sites. My grandchildren on kiddie porn sites using the bathroom. Like they said, anybody put their name on the tapes before are going to get listed a child molester. Because we all know they taped those kids going potty. Because they sold it. They're all going to get listed child molesters. Selling child pornography. See, that's where these people are so stupid. The police and investigators have told them, you're messing with the wrong person, the police watcher. They document everything for that FBI case. You go down to the Stark County Courthouse, okay, between September 23rd of 2018 and October 3rd of 2018. there will be a protected custody case with threat of life and attempt to life for an FBI informant. In order for the police to protect me and money from the government to be paid to me for working this case. And like my friend from the prosecutor's office, like a criminal attorney, like the police I talked to, it's only for working the case. And he cannot tell you can't say anything. The First Amendment says not even Congress can create a new law taking somebody's freedom of speech away or right to religious beliefs. Like they said, only a judge in a jury trial can put a gag order in. And in my case, that agent went around from the time I called the hotline. The next day, I can't even answer the phone. They have me so drugged up. I had rivers of tears running down my face. I kept wiping up with that and letting it go back to voicemail. Had to wake up later. I couldn't even stand up straight. Holding on to the wall. What's wrong with me again? Trying to get to the bathroom, to the refrigerator. Got back in bed, listened to the voicemail. This is agent. Call me back. I can't. And it takes me 2 more days to get out of bed. If he would have done his damn job, you can't get a hold of somebody, and there's 2 Perry police reports of attempts on life, and she's telling you about 2 other ones. 3 witnesses in the mall of knowing they're trying to kill someone, and you can't get a hold of that person. What do? You go looking for him. You know what he would have found? A drugged up rape victim that couldn't wake up. Hardly. Couldn't stay awake. And I should have been taken to an emergency room and got the hell out of here. Like Sheriff David Mike DeWine's cousin, they should have hid you the first day in a safe house. I know that. And that agent went around telling all the churches. It's documented and verified. The agent that returned my phone call is the one from the hotline, is the one that told all the churches. It was him. I was in Trinity Gospel on West Tusk in Canton. It's October, November 23. Okay? Actually 22. Okay. In 22. A lady comes in, Karen's okay anymore. We found the protected custody case. The guy standing there said, well, you know, it's been documented and verified. The agent that returned her phone call from the hotline, he was the one telling all the churches before he talked to her. Oh my Lord, they walk out. I get my client home. He turns on FBI files, protected custody cases, looks at me, smiles at me like the Grinch that stole Christmas. Karen, you've ever been part of one of those? I'm like, that's a personal question. He started laughing at me. They have talked about, where the first month of the case, the drug dealer showed up. Will found a different way of making money on the case. He's selling the login for $25 a pop. It went in throughout the nation. It could be worldwide. I can go into different states and they mention the case. Dear God, they were talking about Melissa's lies into Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and in Illinois in 21. Simple. I'm so tired of her lies. You know, and her cult trying to kill me. You can't just make up something on somebody. See, that's where the whole thing of it is. They think if they just say it, people will believe it. See, and what part of my God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. And then all these people show up. I realized, by the end of 18, beginning of 19, Dave's sitting there confessing to crimes. I'm looking around and I thought, he only thinks it's a drug cartel here. You don't realize the police and the feds are watching. I started to giggle, I had to stop myself. And then where he was saying, Karen, you got all those men around you. They want you. I said, trust me, they don't want me. I started laughing. Oh, they want you. I see them all around you. They didn't want me. They were cops. Keep an eye on the drug cartel around me. They didn't, and the police are documented. Like, the police have said, one of us have to listen and verify everything every day and document it for that FBI case. The Stark County Sheriff's watching me. North Canton Jackson Police have mentioned the case. Ashland Police. The police up in Akron. Where do you want to go? My friend I met out in Worcester on January 20th, 23. Had a friend on his police department 2.5 hours away. Knew about my case that agent opened. And the human traffickers that were involved. Okay? See, that's where on January 20th, 25, take that back. January 30th of 2025. January 30th. Outside my clients, some guy was out there. He said, I'm actually the one that dates Michelle. And I've heard his voice around me for 6 years. That's how not funny it is. He said she showed up at church wearing some other guy's clothes and admitting she slept with a bunch of men. The guy's like, I heard her say it. Oh, everybody heard it, honey. And that was in January, February 19. She's supposed to be dating me and she's out sleeping with a bunch of men. He said, I guess we'll have to talk. And then he's like, I heard what happened with that other family. I told him I never want to hear from them ever again, how bad they acted in that restaurant. And her husband wrapping her arms around her and protecting her and glaring at them. I never want to hear from them again. See, in March of 18, our house is up for sale. We're out running errands. Dave wanted to go to a restaurant we never go to. We go in and there's a couple by the window and a couple in their 70s. Older white guy with a white baseball hat, black glasses, with an older white lady with white hair. Young blonde girl in khaki cargo pants, t-shirt, blonde hair, lower bra strap, walks by. And I'm like, she sits down, boom! Does he think it's funny bringing her here? I said, Dave, who is that? He's like, I don't know. Boom! And I got knocked forward. I'm like, Dave, who is that? He's like, I don't know. And that guy said something about Dave. I said, they seem to know you. Bam! And she knocks me so hard, she knocks me into the table. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, who are those people? She rams her body again and knocks me forward. And I'm like, Dave, can I sit over there with you? He said, yes. And he took and wrapped both arms around me and scowled at him. I said, who are those people? He's like, I don't know, but are you okay? I said, do you want to leave? He said, Carol, we've already ordered our food. And he just glared at him. And now in it should be probably 2020, about that time, Officer Mark and John would know who she is. Young blonde girl comes up to me at Wood Forest, khaki denim pants, thin little t-shirt, blonde hair, looks about 19, 20, 100 pounds, walks in and says, as if you don't know what's going on, I thought I've seen you before. Where have I seen you? I didn't say anything, and she walked off. And it took me a while. She was there 6 months before the case. And then the older couple was one of the 3 sets of mean parents waiting for me to die from my injuries. See, the Florida drug cartel was already around me in Maslin. That's why I was almost kidnapped by the guy in the van, and then almost carjacked, and Dave took off. And that's why Michelle, next to my house at 128 Lenox, the next door neighbor, she's seen 2 guys watching my house. They were stalking me. Okay. Then when we move up to Ravenna and the carjacking didn't work, that's when Dave hit me in the board of the face, ran off to the store. I guess one of the neighbors said that they showed up in 21, 22 McDonald's on Whipple in North Canton. Tired of this, her ex-husband showed up at a store in Ravenna, screamed out he didn't want his wife anymore, asked everyone in the store of Ravenna to help get rid of her, and it was the people in the store of Ravenna doing that to her before. He hired a local drug dealer, and where that Michelle, that was Judge Peter's daughter. I guess she started dating some guy named Will up there that's really rich, and he was paying for it. People would talk about him, that Will was paying for everything. And he's supposed to be really rich. They described him as Karen's Will is a rich guy. What was it, 100 or 300 acre farm, had a lot of money. Now the Freemasons confronted Bill from the Freemasons for paying for everything. I don't know if it's him or if there's another Will, but they confronted him in January to March of 19 on a Sunday morning that he had paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay people to follow me around and say and do stuff. Okay, and they know who he is. So this guy Will is supposed to, that's where on January 30th, 25, I was down at Virginia's restaurant after my shift in Carrollton. And there's 2 drug dealers by the window, and then a group of men sat next to us. And the drug dealers are pushing their phone back and forth. They photoshopped you're washing yourself in a shower in the other room. The police will fall for it. The guy's like, you can tell you're washing yourself in the shower. They'll never fall for it. He's like, oh, the police will fall for it. No, they never did. Oh, hell no. So I start going through everything. Men stand up and said, Will said that girl's been playing him. They can't do any of this. And he's not going to jail for it. Well, there's an old guy sitting over the side with his mouth open. Well, we went to Walmart 62 afterwards. And some guys showed up. And we're December 18th, 24. I already told these people I didn't want anything to do with them. And I didn't want to hear from them again. I heard she didn't even know who Michelle was till January or February 19th. Still never talked to her. Until she announced herself at church. I just let her ramble. And she didn't threaten her. She didn't even know who she was. And they said, well, it's a sexual predator. Some drug dealer did it to her before. I feel bad about everything. And he said, Terry Coberly's seen them almost kidnap her. Well, I really feel bad. And they said it was a medication error. It made her sick before. I really feel bad about everything. Good. I've been tortured, idiot. My skull crushed in. Been human trafficked and you feel bad? I was found innocent of everything by Thanksgiving of 18. My part of the case was over by December 9th of 18 when Dave confessed I never caught him with anyone. There was no one to threaten or be mean to. They interviewed my whole family. They spoke highly of me. They caught Melissa telling the kids to lie, friends with Michelle. And then on Thanksgiving of 18, taped them, saying they made everything up. They were games of pretend. They're documented me games of pretend. Okay? And then my whole family spoke highly of me. Please watch me. They document everything. Like they said, you guys are messing with the wrong person.